Hello, my friends, my familia. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm Mars. This is the Starlit Library, and I'm very excited to have you here today. We are going to be doing a book haul and a very exciting book unboxing. I'm going in chronological order of when I bought these books and kind of giving you a little bit of a rundown of the prices because I find most of these on secondhand stores. And then, of course, there's the shipping prices. But yeah, let's get straight into it. I don't feel like it's a lot, but now, looking with how little space I have in my room and how many of these books, it is a bit more than maybe I can handle, but that's okay. I can handle it. Okay, so the first book I bought in January was this beautiful copy of 1984 by George Orwell. I chose this copy, it is Liberty Classics, because this includes a bunch of different activities. This has like essay questions and comprehension questions, and this is exactly the type of book that I want to analyze. And I still haven't gotten to it. It has been on a number of monthly TBRs, but I am really itching to get to it very soon. And I'm very excited to just take my time with really understanding and analyzing this and getting to see what activities I can do and hopefully, like make some homework out of it because I have had an idea for a video relating to this, which hopefully I can actually expand upon. This I found on Vinted for only €4 plus shipping. The second book I happened to find also for only €4, The Will of the Many by James Islington. Beautiful paperback edition. Tiny, absolutely fucking tiny text. Holy shit. That's going to be a strain to read. Next, a book that I picked up from my library. I ended up loving it so fucking much, I had to get my own physical copy. If you saw my mid-year freakout tag video, you will know what this is. Bewilderment by Richard Powers. This book broke me. It broke me down into tiny little pieces, but then it molded me all together with so much love and understanding, and like, I felt so seen. And I cried every time I think about this book, every time I like flip through pages. This book made me cry like no other book has at this point, and holy fucking shit, this is like a prized possession at this point, and I'm very excited to read other works by Richard Powers because his writing was just so beautiful. Oh, and this I found for €5. Next, I found a very cheap, very perfect copy of The Cage of Dark Hours by Marina Lotsetter. This is the second book after The Helm of Midnight. It's called the Five Penalties series. This is a trilogy, and these covers are so stunning. I'm so glad I was able to find a copy of this that matches the first book that I have. Still haven't read it yet, but again, it's been on many a TBRs, and I actually am hoping to get to this, well, the first one this year. And I found this for €3 because I was able to kind of haggle with the seller on Vinted because the shipping for some reason was listed as almost €9. Next, I've been looking for a copy of this literally since I read the first book, because most sellers have only sold the first and the second book together, and I haven't really been able to find just the second book being sold. But I finally did, of The Midnight Kingdom by Tara Sim. The first book is The City of Dusk, and it was one of my favorite books of 2024, 5? Was that last year? Yeah, it was last year. It was one of my favorite books of last year. And unfortunately, this edition does not match the edition I have of the first book. So I'm still kind of considering if I should read it and keep it, or still try and find an edition that matches, because I like to annotate my books and it'll just look nice for them to match, obviously. We'll see. I haven't picked it up, but I would really like to. The ending of the first book was wild ride, and I actually think I need to reread the ending before I get into this, but I'm very excited I found this. And the third book has just come out this year as well. And that I found for €4. Next, we have a really great deal of 2 books in the same series for around €8, plus shipping, but I had some credit on Vinted, so I paid less. Unfortunately, once again, these editions do not match, but that's okay. That's okay. First of all, we have the first book in the second kind of continuation series of The Prince of Nothing by R. Scott Baker. The first book and series is called, again, The Prince of Nothing. The first book is The Darkness That Comes Before. And I was able to find a seller that was selling the first and the second book of the second series in this universe called The Aspect Emperor. So they don't match, but it's okay. I'm acting really chill about it. These next couple books, I don't actually remember when I bought them. I didn't write it down because I bought these at the market here, and I found some used books there for really cheap. I don't even remember how much, probably just a couple euros for each of these. The first one I found was Saturday by Ian McEwan. I picked this up because it's about a neurologist, and it just sounds like a slice of life, but also probably has some traumatizing things going on. Yeah, so it's a neurosurgeon who is deeply in love with his wife and grown-up children, and so he's like coming back from his day of work, and he's thinking about like his family and what he wants to do when he gets back from work, but then a minor traffic accident leaves an unsettling confrontation, and the character must set aside his plans and summon a strength greater than he knew he had in order to preserve the life that is dear to him. I don't know what that means, but I've definitely been reading or been interested in reading a lot more literary fictions. So this seems like something that I would definitely be interested in reading. Maybe I'll read all of it on a Saturday and see what I think about it, because I know this is a very prolific author. So I'm interested to seeing what his writing style is like and if I would want to pick up anything else by this author. Another one I found, this is Italian. This is called The Saga of Amon, the Evocator. Is that how you pronounce that in English? Evocator? Sounds like avocado. It's a fresh avocado. The Evocator, is that a word? I feel like I'm tripping. The Summoner. Why? Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, the Saga of Aemon, the Summoner. So this just seems like a really cool dark fantasy, and will hopefully help me upping my level in being able to read Italian. This also has illustrations, which just adds to the fucking emo ass vibe, and it just seems like a fun story with demons and angels, and I think like a different world. And I'm not going to get into what the synopsis is, but dark fantasy in Italian sounds fun. The next couple books are the only books that I've paid full price for. In July, if you saw, I posted a short showing a kind of mini travel vlog, because I went to Florence to see My Chemical Romance, and while there they had a much bigger bookstores with a bigger English section, and I was like, I don't really want to leave without picking up a book here. I just have to. So we got Empire of the Dawn, beautiful finale to match my 2 editions of the first 2 books, and I'm just so happy with how pretty they look on my shelves. And again, I can't even look at this to avoid spoiling myself, but I am so fucking excited. I still have yet to pick this up, but trust me, it's coming soon. I will be starting this soon. And just look at this. They're just so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Okay. So I paid full price for this, which was like €24.75. I feel like I haven't paid full price for a book in so long, but you know what? It's worth it. It is worth it. And again, while I was there, I was able to peruse, and I saw some books that I hadn't really heard of, which is just what I miss so much about being able to go to bookstores. So while perusing, I found this title I had never heard before, but the title and the cover are absolutely stunning. This is The Obscure Bird of Night by Jose Donoso, translated by Hardy St. Martin and Leonard Mades. Translated from Spanish. The author is originally Chilean. He's from Chile. And just look at this cover again. Hello, this is incredible. And what really sold me, because again, I would have been paying full price and this was 22 euros, what really sold me was this description. The obscene bird of night is totally and unapologetically psychotic, insanely gothic, brilliantly engaging, exquisitely written, filthy, sick, terrifying, supremely perplexing, and somehow connives to make the brave reader feel like a tiny sleeping gnat being sucked down a fabulously kaleidoscopic dream plug hole. Written by Nicola Barker for The Guardian. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I want to read something filthy, sick, terrifying, and perplexing. I don't fully understand the plot, and I'm totally fine with that and totally fine with going in blind. But this has something to do with like being in an old house with old women hunting the main character through the halls, and he's not sure if they're witches or if they're trying to capture him. There is a mute caretaker, a young orphan girl, a plot for revenge, and just a lot of things that untwist and unwind. And I am so excited to figure out what this whole mystery, this gothic mystery, is about. So, and especially because I do really need to read more translated works. I haven't been reading a lot of translated fiction, but this is just like the most perfect, beautiful edition. So, very happy I was able to find this. Next, we have some lovely little gifts that my friends got me. First one is from a friend that I had just made and met in June at a concert. She offered to send me over a little book for my birthday, and I was like, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I will literally accept whatever it is that you want to give me. She's a very new friend, so we haven't really like talked very much about like what our taste and style is. So this is very outside of my comfort zone. It is called L'Anima de la Festa, which is the soul of the party, by Teja Hasik Vlahovic. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. This author is Slavic. I think she's Ukrainian. Nope, she's Croatian. Sorry. Teja Hasik Vlahovic. She's Croatian American, but she studied in Milan, and she wrote these books, and she started writing books in Italian, which is like an incredible feat. So props to her. And this just seems like I don't know if it's like a coming of age or, parties and drugs and going out in Milan and being the life of the party, pretty much. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this. Another honorary mention is Uno Nessuno e Centomila. This is One, No One, and 100,000 by Luigi Pirandello. This my partner loaned to me. It's one of his favorite stories that is very philosophical. It won't be easy, but I still do definitely want to try this. It is alone. I will be returning it to him once I hopefully finish it. But this is basically just about this guy who notices, or I guess it's pointed out that he has an arch on his nose, just like me, and then he just becomes very philosophical about it because I don't think that he's noticed it before, and then he kind of just like becomes obsessed with that and spirals and seems very wacky and interesting. Next three are all from the same friend, which, my God, I love you. Thank you so much. The first one is a little Italian book that I guess he found in a little free library, I believe. It's called Astronomy, the Planetary Systems. I don't know when this was published, but this pretty much just talks about the stars and the planets. I don't know in what kind of style. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of story or if it's all history or how exactly this is written, but it's so cute and I'm so grateful. The next one is an Italian version of The Little Prince. Oh my god, I was so happy when he showed me this because I absolutely love The Little Prince. And so I think this would be a perfect little story to help, I guess, with a lower level, like a children's book level of Italian, and then making my way up to, I don't know, the dark fantasy one, hopefully. So I did start reading this already, and I'm very thankful. I absolutely love the story, and I know probably a lot of us do. So this definitely holds a lot of memories, and thank you so much. And finally, the last gift that he got me is something straight off of a wish list that I made and sent to some friends if they wanted, if they wanted to send out something. And what he chose was Deep Water, The World in the Ocean by James Bradley. This is an Australian author, and this is pretty much a book of history, science, nature, and environmental writing, a little bit of memoir sprinkled in there, and has some pictures pretty much just at the start of the chapters. And I put this on my wish list. It was something new, honestly, that I think I've seen it around because I love browsing the nature nonfictions, and this just seemed like something really up my alley. Because if you know me, you know that nature and environmental nonfiction is one of my favorite sub-genres, I guess, of nonfiction to read about. And I just love learning about the ocean. I love, 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 love watching documentaries. Yeah, I'm just very excited to learn more, especially from a perspective from the completely different side of the world, down under. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so, so much. And now we come to the very exciting part of our first unboxing. This is, once again, something that I got off of Vinted. I don't even remember how much I paid for this. Did I write that down? No, I didn't write it down. I think €5 though. I'm pretty sure it was €5. So let's hello. Oh. Some old shoebox. Beautiful. Lovely packaging. All of their paper trash. Oh my goodness. Literally. I have to take out their paper trash. And it has arrived in a popsicle box. Oh, 10 out of 10 packaging. Incredible. Okay. Yay. Oh my goodness. Do you know what it is yet? I do. This is so funny. Okay. I'm gonna take this out nice and slow. Okay. Oh my goodness. As you just saw me gush over bewilderment, I had to pick up The Overstory by Richard Powers. I feel like this is also going to have such an incredible impact on me, and I'm going to love it with my whole heart. And I feel like I'm not ready to let go the experience of bewilderment yet, and to have that kind of like overpowered by the Overstory. Or, you know, like, does that make sense? I don't want another like such a big impact from the same author again. I feel like I need to kind of choose my timing correctly with when I want to pick this up. Why is it kind of sticky? The beauty of secondhand books. This feels sticky. So this story is basically a story about trees, and I think people connected in different areas through like the roots and the traveling through like the roots of the trees, and that's kind of what I understood from it. But again, I'm not really going to read the back of it. I don't really want to know. I just know that I'm going to love this because of my love, especially for natural history and the natural world. I asked them specifically to make sure they wrap it well, so you know what? At least it's not damaged. Okay, and now we have my big old birthday order that I got from Libristo. This is a seller, like a website for mostly the European region. I'm not sure if they sell to America or what other regions, but this was perfect for the European region. And so I'm very happy I ended up finding this site because I've been looking for a good European bookseller online site that has used books for relatively cheap for a long time. So if you are looking for that same recommendation, it did take a while to get here, but also because they said one of the books was damaged, but like barely. There was like one single fold on it, and then I got refunded a single euro for that. It's not super super cheap as other things like what I've gotten off of Vinted, but the books are for the most part around like 10 euros. All of the books that I got here, I got from between like I think like even 8 euros up to like 13 euros, pretty much is what I got. Is the prices I paid for all of these. Perfect. Okay. I got 5 different books. And it took me a while to deliberate and to choose, but these are all very high priorities for me for the most part. Love the packaging. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a little bow. You can't really see that very well, but there's a little bow. It's so cute. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. I sent myself a little message because I can, and because I did, and because it was my birthday. So I told myself, happy birthday. You deserve the best, and you can do hard things. Embrace all the brightness, smartness, and happiness you can. And I guess they printed it out on this little thing that can become a bookmark, maybe? Oh, it's so cute. I love that. I 10 out of 10 recommend sending yourself a little message to your future self when you order a package. It's so cute. I'm so excited for this. You have no idea. Okay, as you might be able to tell from the very top book, the extremely highly anticipated 1,000-Fold Thought by R. Scott Baker. Yes, thank you very much. It smells new. It smells very new. I'm so fucking excited to finally finish up with this series and then start the second series. Next, oh my goodness, look at this. We have a modern classic Penguin edition of An Apprenticeship or The Book of Pleasures by Clarice Lispector. I just felt very compelled by Clarice Lispector's works. She's a very prolific author that I'm just so intrigued by her body of work and how it apparently evokes a lot of philosophical questions about life, about women, sensuality, sexuality, relationships with other people. Especially this book, it seems, talks about those types of relationships. This is about a woman who yearns for love but is scared of herself and of connecting with another human. And then she meets a professor of philosophy. So I can only imagine this deals with a lot of philosophical questions and meditations about life and love and relationships, and it's only 142 pages. The artwork is just absolutely stunning. This is Fantasy, Sophocles, and Euripides by Giorgio di Chirico from 1925. Very excited to have these very sophisticated editions. Similarly, we have another modern classic, but this one is a nonfiction that I have been very drawn towards because I've been very interested in learning about the subject matter, and that is Orientalism by Edward Said. And this is an author who is Palestinian and Lebanese and talks about, I guess, the perspective of how people perceive the Oriental area and how that has influenced a bunch of different things around the world. And I guess like what the Western versus Eastern, not philosophy, but like perspectives are and what they're informed by. The European ideological creation talks about philosophy and colonialism of Eastern culture, customs, and beliefs, and the exotic picture of the Orient. And I'm very, very interested. He's drawing on his own experience as an Arab Palestinian living in the West and how these ideas can be a reflection of European imperialism and racism. So I am very, very intrigued by this. I am half Lebanese and I've been wanting to learn a lot more about Lebanon and the history and a lot of like, I guess, the cultural history as well. Not just like the events that have happened, but like the actual experience of the culture. This cover is absolutely stunning. This is made in Japan, La Grande Odalisque, painted by Marshall Race in 1964. Beautiful. I feel like this is going to be quite a dense read, but I'm very intrigued to study this, actually take notes, and understand this topic. And there are a lot of other history books that I would like to familiarize myself with in terms of like the events that have happened in that area of the world beforehand. So that'll be an exciting little addition to my like personal curriculum, which I haven't really kept up at all, which we're not going to get into that, but I'd really love to do my own personal curriculum on this topic. And look how cute. These are going to go on different sections in my shelves because they're fiction and nonfiction, but they're still so cute together. Yay! Next, we have a sci-fi I've been wanting for years at this point. The Outside by Ada Hoffman. This is about a autistic main character woman and her interactions with these AI gods, kind of. I don't know anything else about the plot, and I do not want to know about the plot. Like, I heard about this from, I forgot what her name is, and I always do, but something with orange. I'm pretty sure it was her that I learned about this from. Oh my god, I've been so drawn towards it for a couple of years now, and I'm very excited that this is on my shelf now. And then it has some autistic representation in sci-fi. That is so exciting for me. Finally, another sci-fi, because I really, really want to get deeper within that genre. And this is Firefall by Peter Watts, and this is actually a bind-up of the duology of blind sight and echopraxia. And this is just so stunning. I'm super excited by this. I got super interested in this, I think, while either reading an essay or in the edition that's listed on Libby of Blind Sight, the first book. There was an introduction written by someone, I don't remember who, that was explaining the way that this book explores consciousness and I think first contact, and the way that it was described, I was completely enamored by it and super intrigued. And I think I came across this as I was looking for more sci-fi books in general, but also books that look specifically at like consciousness, because that's like a huge theme in my in-person book club. And I think I was trying to find other books that were similar to Babel 17 by Samuel R. Delaney that we read, I think, in like February, and that deals with language, and especially the language between aliens and humans. I just find that so fascinating, and there's just so much potential when it comes to sci-fi books about how that can be written and how the story can play out. And I think another one that I've also become very interested in within that same topic is the Culture series by Ian M. Banks. So let me know also if you have other recommendations that are like that maybe specifically deal with consciousness and first contact and language, because that's just super exciting. And I'm so intrigued and glad that I get this like bind up of the two books in one. Goodness, what a fucking stack. I'm not going to be able to really hold this up, but I will try. Jesus Christ, that was definitely more than I thought that it would be. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that is 15. Holy shit. And my goal was to read at least 15 physical books so that I could make way for more physical books. It looks like I'm surpassing that. But you know what? I'm happy. And that's all that counts. Oh, and Empire of the Dawn. So that makes 16. Oh, goodness. That's not even it. Okay, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Technically, if you count this. Wow, 21. I'm so grateful to be able to afford new books every now and then, and grateful to my friends who were able to send me something. I'm so thankful, and I hope that I'll be able to get to them soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for hearing me yap and share all of my beautiful new acquisitions with you. I would take some more sci-fi recommendations, but other than that, I'm definitely going to try and keep down my book buying to a very, very minimum for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you want to leave a like, please do so. If you want to leave a comment to let me know that you stuck around, please leave a planet or some sci-fi related emoji in the comments. And of course, if you'd like to stick around and actually watch me read some of these books, hopefully, and see what I thought about them, hear me yap some more, please go ahead and subscribe. It is free. It really helps out a small content creator like me get to reach out to other readers and people who might be interested in my content. I thank you so humbly so much for being here and supporting my channel in any way, shape, or form. I hope you have the most amazing day ever, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!